Beating egg white, it's an important technique. And you can use it for many, many things. Of course, the first thing is to break your egg. See, I don't like to break an egg on something pointed like this because it pushes the shell inside and introduce bacteria and very often break the yolk, you know? So in that case, I would break the egg this way on something flat and open it and opening this way. When I was an apprentice, years ago in France, we would do an egg like that. We put this inside and we clean this with our finger, you know, to be sure to get everything out of it. We don't do that anymore. Anyway, so here, let's say I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 eggs, you know? So that's one way of separating your eggs. That includes even separating that little thing that you see here, which is not the germ of the egg, it's actually called the chalaza. The chalaza of the egg is the sinew which hold the egg yolk in the suspension in the center of the eggs. That should be part of it. I can tell you that one beaten egg white, properly beaten, will give you 1 cup of egg white. When people separate it from one shell to the other shell, they usually lose close to 1/4 of the egg white to stay in the shell or around this. So you have 6 egg white, you do a soufflé, you have a 6-cup soufflé mold, your 6 egg whites to fill up the mold. If you separate your eggs the wrong way, well, you have 1 or sometimes 2 cups of egg white less than what you should have. And you say, gee, that guy's recipe never works. What happened? So here, we have them here. Now, we beat that in, you can beat that in stainless steel as well as copper. Why do you put it in copper? Because anything done in unlined copper, and I just cleaned that with vinegar and salt, anything in copper will acidify. Why do you want to acidify the egg white? Because it helps the structure of the egg white. So if you don't use the copper, very often you put a few drops of lemon juice, citric acid, a couple of drops of vinegar, acetic acid, or sometimes you see the recipe, a dash of cream of tartar, tartaric acid. In there, you don't. So the first thing, when you beat this, okay, you have 2 types of whisk here. See, this is a whisk. This is a whip. You know, the difference, this is much more piano wire to much lighter. This is thick for heavy sauce, you know. We don't need it on that one. So here, it will tell you you don't start slowly like this because it's like a wet mop, you know. So you have to start by breaking it like for maybe 10 seconds, 15 seconds so that the egg whites are broken. Now you start slowly. You go underneath to lift it up. Which is a different technique for cream, as you'll see. So I go underneath to whip it up. When I was an apprentice, the chef tells us, don't touch the bowl. So if you touch the bowl, he kicks you in the rear end. So anyway, you can touch the bowl, doesn't really make any difference. But the idea is to lift it up much more than with cream, you would go this way, you know. So here, I'm beating that. Of course, you do that with a machine most of the time, but see, this is usually a minute, minute and a quarter, minute and a half. You're going to have the egg holding a peak like this, you know. So a little more. And now that eggs, you can do a soufflé, cheese soufflé, that'd be very French. You can do a chiffon pie, that'd be very American. You can do meringue or a pavlova, which is like the dessert of New Zealand, I heard. Any of this, but the first part is the beating of the egg white. Let's do a meringue with that. So keep beating into this. Yes, sure. Now you can turn it, and I'm going to add the sugar to it. You see, I'm adding the sugar very fast here. So that type of meringue, if I go in my finger, you can test it, you'll see. You will feel the sugar into it. We have it 1 second again. So we tighten it. We call tightening it. Now, okay. The meringue is fine now. Okay, so here, take a little bit like that. You can feel the sugar in that meringue.
Yes, sir.
It means that you cannot keep that meringue. If you keep that meringue, the sugar will melt and it gets whippy. But if you use it right away, what we're going to do, you will do a meringue which will cook. You barely bite into it, it disintegrates in your mouth. If you continue beating that to have, like I say, a meringue where everything is incorporated. You do the same meringue, it's going to be marshmallow-like, more elastic too. Different type of texture, you know?
Yes, yeah.